T&D Sports, an exclusive video broadcast.
It might be frigid and snowy outside the Adelphi University Center for Recreation and Sports, but inside, the competition is heating up as T&D Sports Video Production brings you the 2026 NSCHSAA Boys Varsity Basketball Semifinals as the top seed Chaminade Flyers take on the number 4 seed St. Dominic's Bayhawks. And a welcome inside the arena alongside my partner Thomas Gamba. I'm Roman Brunetti, and Thomas, we got a pair of teams coming off playoff heartbreak from a year ago.
Yes, we are. We have, Roman. For Chaminade, they were the number 4 seed last year. They hosted a home playoff game against number 5 Kellenberg, and they lost in 2025. For St. Dominic's, they were the regular season champions for the first time in 18 years. They got all the way to the finals, but fell against St. Anthony's. I'm sure both of those games for both sides will be in the back of these teams' minds as a source of motivation in this one.
And a chance to get back to the finals, and these two teams met twice during the regular season. Chaminade took both matchups, but it's hard to beat a team twice in the same season, much less 3 times. Chaminade's going to attempt to do that today, but St. Dom's, they've got other reasons why that won't happen. Melo Mojid, one of the reasons why.
Definitely, Roman. We'll talk about him in a second. But with St. Dom's, they played 2 tough games against Chaminade. Lost by 7 in the first one and 2 on February 10th in the second game. So they just need a little more production, and I think they can get over the hump in this semifinal game with some good offensive scoring from guys outside of Melo Mojid. Mojid has been sensational this year, the NSCHSAA Player of the Year in 2025, and he has a strong case to go back-to-back this year. He's averaging about 22 points per game, so Chaminade needs to slow him down if they're going to take the victory.
And on the other side, the Crimson and Gold, 9-3 in the league. They're winners of 9 of their last 10. They've been dominant in the second half of this season. They've been the regular season champs 4 of the last 5 years. This is a well-oiled machine, Thomas.
And they have some excellent guard play. Outside of Kyle Dillon, who we'll speak about in a second, Lucas Dillon, his brother, Michael Weedy, Jake Elwood, among others. And on the inside, Diego Dersh, Nick Sweeney, and Greg Wyckoff. That's the trio you'll see today in the interior. But let's move to our spotlight player of the game. That's Kyle Dillon, the 3rd-year varsity player who has been awesome once again. In 3 career playoff games, he's averaging 12 points per game. He is a leader. He is the core of this Chaminade team, the heart and soul, and the guy that leads them through it all. So I expect him to have a huge game if the Flyers are going to move on to Friday night's contest in a finale at SUNY Old Westbury.
And Dillon, a 1,000-point scorer. Wesleyan commit, scored 40 points against Lehigh's national team earlier this season. We're going to take a quick break. Starting lineups, national anthem, and tip is next from Adelphi.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
8 pumps it inside to Kieran. Kieran launches for 3. She hits. Robinson looks for help. Priester drives, banks it home. And that's going to do it. Sacred Heart with a convincing 10-point victory.
right, spins, kicks it out. Chris Williams fakes, drives, and throws it down! Chris Williams with the right hand. View tries baseline, stops, kicks it out. Taylor left corner three. Bottom! Big time delivery from James Taylor Jr. Moore at half court, poised for the tie! No good! And St. John the Baptist is moving on to the championship.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Welcome back to Adelphi University for the 2026 NSCHSAA Boys Varsity Basketball Semifinals. First up on the docket, we've got number 1 Chaminade and number 4 St. Dom's. Alongside Thomas Gamba, I'm Roman Brunetti. Super happy you've joined us here on this snowy Tuesday. It's a snow day for both schools, so all the students happy about off from school as we've got the starting lineups. And first off, for St. Dom's, we mentioned Melo Mojid before. We've also got Nick Anson, Tyler Leotaud, Cam Obajuru, and Nick Lang. And Thomas, we spoke to Bayhawk head coach Isaiah Wilson beforehand, and he really emphasized that he's going to need a couple of his juniors to step up today.
Well, Roman, when you talk about great scoring, you need it from a ton of different guys. It can't be a one-man show on the basketball court with Melo Mojid. It's got to be guys like Cam Obajuru, junior guard from Central Islip, and Nick Lang, a junior forward from Northport. Coach Wilson is going to look for those guys to step up. And another guy I'm looking for, Nick Anson. He's the only other player outside of Mojid to score in double figures against Chaminade this year for St. Dom's. So look out for Anson to do some special things today.
And Anson in that last matchup had 12 points in the fourth quarter to make things interesting. Turning things over to Chaminade, we mentioned Kyle Dillon. They've also got his younger brother, Lucas Dillon. Michael Weedy back from injury, hasn't played since February 3rd. That's a huge boost for this offense. And they also got juniors Jake Elwood and Diego Dersh. But Weedy, a huge addition to this lineup.
He adds a ton of shooting for the Flyers, a lot of experience, and a great starter for Chaminade to have back on the floor. When he was out of the lineup, the offense just wasn't flowing as much. And when you have a senior guard out there like a Kyle Dillon, like a Michael Weedy, who has played games like this for 3 years, this is their third year on the varsity team, you know they have some special things in store. And for Coach Dan Feeney and the Chaminade Flyers, it's really important to have a shooter like Michael Weedy back on the floor.
And Weedy brings that experience. He's approached his game a whole different way from last year when they were eliminated in the quarterfinals. So this is a team that's taken the next step and looking to get back to the finals for the first time since 2024 when they were state champs.
And Roman, a team with a lot more experience, right? You got Dillon as a senior, you got Weedy as a senior. Then you look at a guy like Diego Dersh. This is his second year on varsity. Jake Elwood has grown even more as a junior. Then Lucas Dillon, he is just realizing how far he can go with his talent. Coach Feeney told me earlier in the week, Lucas is their most talented player. He has thrown down dunks mid-game. He has done some spectacular things, and he is just realizing his potential. So I'm excited to see what he can bring to this playoff matchup.
Chaminade right to left in the alternate yellow jerseys. St. Dom's left to right in the road navies. Bayhawks win the tip. Melo Mojid's got it to start things off. Nick Anson at the top, guarded by Lucas Dillon in a man-to-man defense for the Flyers. Anson dribbles left, penetrates, spits it out, but right to Nick Lang. Right side, now Moji dribbles baseline, forced to kick it around the perimeter. Obajuru pump fake, attacks inside, left-handed layup off the mark. Lang with the long offensive rebound. Fresh shot clock for the Bayhawks. Anson drives in yet again. He misses it. Dersh wraps up the board. Outlet pass. Here's Weedy, left side, got it. A scoop shot for one in yellow, and the Flyers are up on the scoreboard first.
So he's back already making an impact.
On the other side, Cam Obajuru coast to coast for the bucket.
That's a second time already. Obajuru taking it to the basket. First time he didn't finish, second time he does. St. Tom's really attacking the inside, and we're tied at 2 a minute in.
Zone defense for the Bayhawks. Elwood left wing. Inside and out. Lucas Dillon penetrates left wing. Shot fake from Elwood. Forced to pick up his dribble. Out to the perimeter with Kyle Dillon. Dillon circles left baseline, tangled up with Anson. Dillon keeps it. Resets left elbow out to Elwood. Wide open for three. Nylon!
He is such a good shooter, especially when he's left wide open like that. It's like shooting practice for Jake Elwood, and if he can get going, St. Thomas has a big problem on their hands.
5-2 Flyers, a minute and a half in. Moji left lane, creates some contact, and draws a foul. Elwood had 24 points in the second matchup against St. Anthony's, included a ton of threes late in the second half, so he's a guy that can catch fire quickly for this Flyers team.
He's a volume shooter, and when those young guys get confidence for the Flyers, you just can't stop them. And Elwood hit the dagger 3 in the second game to beat St. Dom's. He's a guy with a lot of experience.
And some miscommunication by the Bayhawks as Anson throws it out of bounds. It will go to Chaminade, 5-2 the score. Elwood front court left. And a 1-3-1 for the Bayhawks. Left wing Weedy, bounce pass left block. Dersh turns, fades away, off the mark, raises the rim. Anson picks up the loose change. With speed, spins right. Anson, too strong on the layup. Tipped out of bounds, going to Chaminade.
He is great driving to the rim as Anson, but he's a little out of control there. We've seen on a couple drives, just too strong going to the rim. He needs to really just limit the butterflies in his stomach. He's probably a little scared in this semifinal game.
Nice give by Lucas Dillon. Dersh the reverse lay off the mark. Mosley the other way for the Bayhawks. Works on Weedy, stops on the right block, and scores off the glass.
It's hard to stop a guy going with a head of steam like that, especially a guy who scores 22 a game in Melo Mojid.
Up and down we go. Weedy a three off the side of the rim, and Mojid skies for the miss. Outlet to Nick Lang, reverses, and can't finish the mid-adjustment layup. And Kyle Dillon tracks down the loose change. 5-4 the score, 3 minutes in. Right corner, Elwood uncorks another three. That one spits off. A rebound for the Bayhawks. Up front, Obajuru. And looks like he traveled or an offensive foul going the other way. It's going to be on Anson. That took away a layup for the Bayhawks.
Roman, that's a big mistake there for St. Dom's. Chance to take the lead. They missed a ton of layups so far early in this game. Easy opportunities not going through the basket for the Bayhawks. And this transition game that we're seeing here early, the pace is really fast. I think that plays into the favor of St. Dom's. We'll see if it slows down throughout this game.
Right wing Elwood. Lob pass to Dersh at the point. Back to Elwood. Now bounce pass right corner. Kyle Dillon puts it on the deck, moves inside, drops it off to Dersh. Couldn't handle the pass, but it's going to stay on this end with Chaminade. Christian Follett just checked in for the Bayhawks, his first action of the game.
And another third-year varsity player, Roman. Only averages 2.4 points per game, but has some good abilities on the defensive end.
Kyle Dillon on the inbound pass, spins right, spins left, goes up contested. And it's going to be a jump ball, which will favor Chaminade, but some tremendous on-ball defense there by Mojid contesting that layup.
Kyle Dillon really hard to stop when he's slithering to the basket right like that, but Mojid staying with him through two spins. Lang comes in with a nice hand to knock the ball away, and jump ball switches the possession arrow.
Dillon again goes strong on Mojid, and a travel is called. A defensive clinic again from Mojid. showing why he's not just offense, but defense as well.
That is textbook defensive play for Melo Moji, making Kyle Dillon put his head into the defender. He stumbles, travels. Excellent defense to start this game for Moji against Chaminade's arguably their best player and their best offensive scorer.
5-4 the score, 4.5 to play in the first. Moji jab step, pulls up on the right elbow off the side of the rim, and Dersh with another rebound.
Chaminade's going to slow down Moji. They have to give him difficult shots like that.
Lucas Dillon pulls up a long a three. Lucas Dillon on the scoreboard for the first time, makes it 8-4 Flyers.
Sky's the limit for this kid. He had 17 second-half points against Kellenberg.
Follett a three is way off, and Dersh picks up the loose ball. 8-4 Flyers. Kyle Dillon down the right side, misses the layup, and Follett in traffic with the rebound, and a foul called on Chaminade.
Both teams really trying to shoot the ball as quick as possible, not draining the shot clock at all. First opportunity they see, they're putting it up. He saw Follett in transition with the left corner three. Not the best shot, but he put it up anyway, and then Kyle Dillon just attacking the rim right away.
And a loose press from Chaminade. Obajuru working on Weedy, breaks it, and is across the timeline with 3:48 left in the first quarter. Obajuru moves left, works on Weedy, outside corner. Leotaud a three, bottom.
He's a guy I want to see going. A senior, third-year player, been with Moji on this varsity team throughout his tenure. He's an experienced guy, a starter last year as well as this year. So if he can get going, that's huge for St. Dom's.
Weedy left corner, spins away from danger and resets. Elwood front court left. Now dribbles to the top and hands off to Weedy. 2-3 zone for the Bayhawks, right wing Elwood. Back to Weedy. Moves inside, a floater with the right hand, gets the fortuitous bounce.
That's now 4 points for Michael Weedy, and to see the ball go in the basket after coming back from injury is huge for his confidence. Love to see him put up a couple threes. That's his specialty.
On the other end, Moji spins right. Oh, denied by Dersh. But he turns it right back to Leotaud. Leotaud Euros finds Lang with a nice right-handed teardrop.
Lang is a big kid. He is probably the tallest player out there. Used that size there, and it's back to a 1-point game.
2.5 left in the first quarter. Dersh in the left quarter, moves into the paint, forced to give it up, but Obajuru couldn't pick up the loose ball and knocked it out of bounds. It's going to stay with Chaminade. Emmett Nelson into the game for the first time for the Crimson and Gold. Nick Anson returns for the Bayhawks.
Talk about a player who has really improved from last year to this year for the Chaminade Flyers. That's Emmett Nelson. Had a dramatic growth in the offseason, has slowly gained some playing time throughout the year, and he has become an excellent bench piece for Coach Dan Feeney.
And he had a career high in the last time these two teams met on senior night, 10 points. Lucas Dillon right along the baseline draws a foul.
Roman, one thing about Nelson, scoring is not his specialty. They call him Slice and Dice. That's his nickname from assistant coach Kevin Spann, and that's because he loves to get into the paint and dish it off to his teammates for easy buckets.
Lucas Dillon, the catalyst from the sideline, lobs it to the top with Elwood. With 2:11 left in the first quarter, a 1-point Chaminade lead. Elwood working on Follett. Attacks left, spins right, fades away. Tough shot, no good. Weedy underneath. Obajuru tried to keep it in for St. Dom's, and he was on the baseline. It's going to stay on the left side with Chaminade.
Long possession here for Chaminade, and with 2:01 to go, it's a 1-point game. Great defensive effort from St. Dom's, forcing the Flyers into tough shots.
Right block, Kyle Dillon couldn't get the layup up, so he's going to reset. Circles and slips, nearly stolen by Moji. Kyle still got it, flips it up, no good off the glass. Anson thought he had the rebound, but he stepped out. So once again, it's going to stay with Chaminade.
I think that's the third or fourth time on this possession that St. Dom's has either stepped out of bounds or knocked the ball out of bounds. So the possession here staying with Chaminade, and really long possession. Hard for St. Dom's, wasting all this energy on defense.
Kyle Dillon a three, book it.
Chaminade so good at shooting from the outside. When you play with 4 guards that could all shoot, such a lethal weapon on the offensive side for the Flyers.
They make 8 threes a game as Anson draws a foul on the other end. right up there with St. Mary's for tops in the league.
Most of their shooters shoot over 30%. You got Kyle Dillon around 33%, Jake Elwood just above 33%, Michael Weedy 31%. So you can't leave these guys open or they're going to make you pay.
90 seconds left in the first frame, 4-point Chaminade lead here. The varsity semifinals at Adelphi University. Number 1 and number 4. Anson bounce pass to the left elbow with Mojin. Turns right and double teamed. Now top. Leotard looks at the basket, moves inside, forced to give it back out to Anson. Spins right, pirouettes off the glass. An offensive foul. And that's Nick Sweeney putting his body on the line. That's what he does best.
Talk about an excellent energy player off the bench. That's Nick Sweeney. He's a jack of all trades. He's a multiple sport athlete, plays football, basketball, and baseball, and he makes winning plays like this, taking charges inside and really helping that energy on the Chaminade bench to force a turnover.
Weedy maneuvers inside, steps back. That one jacks off. And Sweeney with the rebound. 2-on-1 for the Flyers. Out to the top, Weedy. Thought about a shot and resets. Sweeney right corner. Now Weedy right wing. Under a minute to play in the first. Fresh shot clock for the Flyers. Sweeney at the top picks up his dribble. Elwood moves inside on the left baseline and peels it back out with 15 to shoot. Pressed hard by Leotard. Crosses over right. Flips it off to Kyle Dillon. Dillon attacks inside. Pulls up off the back rim and tipped out to Obajuru. Shot clock off for the Bayhawks, but they're going to go. Leotard Euro steps and the left-handed scoop shot is good.
That's another bucket for Leotard. He's got 5 points, and if he can get going, that's huge for Melamojid and the rest of the St. Dom's offense.
13 seconds left in the quarter, 2-point Chaminade lead. Now 10 seconds, Elwood dribbles calmly. 8, now 7, Elwood looking for the play to materialize with 5. Gets a pick right with 4. Working on Leotard with 3. Underneath the basket with 2. Nelson at the buzzer, can't get it off. A tremendous defensive possession to end the quarter for St. Dom's. And after 1, it's 13-11.
And not only a tremendous defensive possession, a tremendous defensive quarter for the Bayhawks. They limited Kyle Dillon to only 3 points, and I love what I'm seeing from Isaiah Wilson's team despite being only down 2.
And we're going to take a quick break here from Adelphi University. Second quarter next here on TND Sports.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard, TND Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, TND Sports is your one-stop video solution. TND Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Welcome back to Adelphi University for the second quarter of the NSCHSAA Boys Varsity Basketball Semifinals between Chaminade and St. Dom's. Chaminade holds a 2-point advantage, 13-11. Alongside Thomas Gamba, I'm Roman Brunetti. And Thomas, really impressive first quarter from the Bayhawks, and 5 points from Tyler Leotard, really notable.
Yeah, it definitely is. Only 2 for Melamojid. I honestly love that for St. Dom's. You know Mojid's going to get going eventually, so to have a guy like Leotard step up is great.
Right on cue, Mojid misses this time, laying the offensive board. Turns left in the paint and drops in a nifty floater.
And there's another guy. If he can get going in on the interior, that's going to be huge for St. Dom's. It's his second bucket of the day. He's got 4 points. So you got 4 points from Nick Lang, 5 from Tyler Leotard. That's more than half of the offensive production so far. And St. Dom's staying with number 1 seed Chaminade, tied at 13 here.
Knotted at 13, 30 seconds into the second quarter. Right wing Kyle Dillon guarded by Mojid. Two of the league's best players, and going the other way. An offensive foul on Nick Sweeney. Turns the ball over to the Bayhawks.
Yep, that was a moving screen. He wasn't set there as he tried to free Weedy. And something to note here, St. Dom's started the game in a 1-3-1 zone. Now they've gone to man-to-man, and honestly, both sets of defense have really worked for the Bayhawks. Just the difference with the man-to-man, they've stopped the Chaminade transition offense and slowed the pace down to this game.
Mojid left wing, pulls up a long two, off glass, no good. Follett the rebound at the free throw line. A fresh shot clock for the Bayhawks. Obajuru spins right, goes up strong off glass, no good. Sweeney the rebound, they go to the floor in a tie-up, jump ball. Looks like it's going down to Chaminade. Flyers going right to left in this second quarter.
That's what Nick Sweeney does. He grabs the tough rebounds, he takes charges for your team, energy plays, and crucial ones at that. That's what he provides off the bench for Coach Dan Feeney. And nice rebound there to pull down the possession and get the ball to Chaminade after the jump ball.
Thomas, it seems like the Bayhawks have really been dominating the glass so far.
They have, and Nick Lang a big reason because of that. Offensive rebounds from him, guys like Follett just crashing inside, continuing possessions for St. Dom's.
Lucas Dillon twirls right out to his brother Kyle left, corner a three.
There he goes. You're going to leave him open. He's going to make you pay. That's his second three of this game. And if he, like Moji, can get going, this offense for Chaminade is going to take a whole different dimension.
Kyle Dillon, fifth in the league in scoring, leads the team. Obajuru, top of the key, slices inside, down the left side, a foul. Obajuru's been getting downhill often tonight. It looks like he'll be heading to the free throw line for two shots.
And not only him, guys like Anson, Moji, they're really attacking the rim a lot. You see Obajuru putting his right shoulder down, going into Nelson, and getting a trip to the free throw line. I like how Isaiah Wilson's team is not settling for threes. They're battling tough inside, trying to get easy layups towards the rim. And now they get Chaminade in a little foul trouble as that one was picked up, I believe, on Nelson. Yeah, that's right. That's his first.
And that's St. Dom's bread and butter, getting inside. They're not a team that shoots many threes. They like to get inside, force some contact, go up strong, get layups.
And that's totally okay for playing defense like this. They are stopping Chaminade most of their possessions, so they can battle with twos. They don't need the three ball.
And a turnover. Poor pass by Diego Dersh. Moji the other way. With speed, coast to coast. Oh, what a move in midair. He drops it in off the glass.
Over two defenders, up and under. That is sensational from the NSCHSAA Player of the Year last year.
Dersh left wing, picks up his dribble, feeds Nelson. Left corner, working on Harrison Von Essen. Into the paint, spins, turn around. Play whistle dead, a foul called on Von Essen. His first involvement of the game, the junior. Catch and shoot three-pointer. This type of guy off the bench, spark plug kind of guy. Lucas Dillon, the inbounder, left of the hoop. Bounce pass to his brother Kyle, wide open, and he drops in the deuce. Some miscommunication and defensive coverage from the Bayhawks.
And box and one plays, inbound plays, whatever you want to call it. Coach Feeney's so good at running those. Dillon an easy basket there.
On the other side, Obajuru getting physical in the paint with the layup. 19-18 Bayhawks with just about 5 minutes to play in the half. Lucas Dillon spins right, ducks under, throws it off the glass, no good. Leotard with the rebound. Transition for the Bayhawks, bounce pass to Mojid, who travels. His feet were moving a little too fast for his body. And a turnover going down to Chaminade. Under 5 to play in the second quarter. Bayhawks maintain a 1-point lead.
And it's because of their interior presence. Right when they get the rebound, they are taking a sprint right to the rim. They are beelining towards that paint, and they are really being the more physical team in this one.
But talk about a beeline, Lucas Dillon. How about that? The right-handed layup.
Coach Feeney says the most talented player. One reason is because of that speed, that athleticism that he uses to get to the rim.
Nick Lang works on Dersh out to the perimeter. They whip it around Von Essen. A deep three, bricks it. Not a great shot there from Von Essen. Nelson works around Mojid. Right elbow, curls it out. Dersh catch and shoot from the left wing. That one off the right rim. And Von Essen with the rebound.
I know Dersh missed the shot, but excellent job by Nelson, penetrating the defense, finding an open teammate for a good shot.
Mojid pulls up from the free throw line, butter, and a 30-second timeout from Bayhawk head coach Isaiah Wilson.
Mojid starting to get going, Roman. His bread and butter is that mid-range from around 15 feet. He gets to his spot, pulls up, and drains it. That's now 6 points for the player of the year last year, and a guy who's averaging 22. Chaminade has done a pretty good job against him so far. Same with St. Dominic's for Kyle Dillon, but over these last couple minutes or so, both Mojid and Dillon really getting what they want on the offensive end.
Well, one of the key themes is how balanced these two teams have been offensively, and that really benefits both teams, especially St. Dom's, when you have a guy like Mojid who scores 21 points a game, and then your next leading scorer after that is only 10.
Definitely, Roman. Let's look at our upcoming broadcasting schedule here on T&D Sports Video Production. So today you got the semifinals. Next up is St. Mary's and Holy Trinity at 7 p.m. Then on Friday, Chaminade and Iona Prep hockey finals. That'll be game 2 of that series. And then on Saturday, girls basketball semifinals. On March 2nd, you got the finals of the girls basketball in the Catholic League. And then the next day, boys basketball state semifinals. That'll be next Tuesday. So a whole slate, and then you move to April and May, boys and girls lacrosse, girls flag football, and then the National Public Safety Football League. Some men's football action. So make sure to stay tuned here on T&D Sports Network for all our future events and the ones we got today as well.
Play stopped momentarily at the 4:07 mark in the second quarter with St. Dom's up a point. The number 4 seed leading the number 1 seed. Chaminade, 4 of the last 5 years they've been the number 1 seed in the league. The one year they didn't get it was last year, and that was St. Dom's year. They went 10-2 in the league for the first time in 18 years. They were the regular season league champs, but it was St. Anthony's who took home the playoff crown and, in fact, the state crown as well.
Roman, I just want to mention something here. The Chaminade crowd on the left side, I know you guys can't see it from the camera view, but it is really growing on the left side of the bleachers. That could play into things here when high school kids have a crowd playing near them and the energy is up, especially with a big run. The game can really change.
Kyle Dillon kicks it out left corner. His brother Lucas a 3, dead-eye.
Brotherly love there. Dillon with the drive, draws 2, and Lucas, money from deep. Once again, another open shot. If St. Dom's is going to leave Chaminade open on that perimeter, they're going to make you pay, especially with their shooters.
Emmett Nelson a steal. Bounce pass to Lucas in the front court, who throws it down. Clear for takeoff, and the Flyers lead by 4.
That's the athleticism he can bring, Roman. Going up top for the two-handed flush, and Chaminade on top by 4.
And he's just a sophomore. On the other end, Melo Mojid left corner, out to Cam Obajuru, left wing 3, back iron. And the rebound, a foul called. Looks like that's going on Dersh, I believe. Yes, but take a look at the replay here. Nelson getting his hands in the cookie jar and the wherewithal to find Lucas Dillon in transition.
Well, Dillon makes the highlight, but it all starts with Nelson. Those are the type of plays that he and Sweeney make off the bench. Timely steals that start transition, plays to just knock the ball out of bounds, taking charges, quick assists, stuff that really don't show up in the stat sheet that much, but are so important towards Chaminade's victory if they could pull it off here.
Right wing, a 3 for Leoton, and he is getting hot. 8 points now for Tyler Leoton.
And that's a second 3. Chaminade leaving it open, and he hits another.
Weenie down the right lane. His layup is nowhere close. Dersh underneath the putback.
If Dersh can get going inside, that's going to be huge for Chaminade. He's been up and down this season, had his moments, but lost his confidence in other games. But he's a guy that could really make things happen.
Leoton again, that one too strong. Elwood the rebound. Gets in a tie-up with Lang and Mojid, a jump ball. This time it favors St. Dom's. And these players really getting into it. A great atmosphere here at Adelphi. 27-24 our score, and this one I can tell is going to come down to the wire.
And a really physical contest, Roman. We've seen some fouls in this one, some chippiness, ton of jump balls. You see there Lang and Mojid with the extra effort inside. Everyone really wants to win this game.
Mojid underneath draws a foul on the floor. Looks like that's going on Mike Weedy. The two battled it out on the low left block. St. Dom's will inbound yet again. 2.5 to play in the second quarter. A 3-point Chaminade lead. Von Essen, the catalyst from the sideline. Bounce pass to the left corner with Obadru. They reverse left wing Mojid. Drives on Elwood, stops, fades away, misses badly, and the loose ball to Dersh.
That is a tough shot. Really good defense from Chaminade.
On the other end, Elwood, nice give off to Dersh. Too strong off the glass. Von Essen the other way with speed. Picks up a dribble, dumps it off down low to Mojid, couldn't catch the pass. Kyle Dillon with the steal, track meet pace. Weedy, left wing three, no good. Dersh the offensive rebound on the right block. And he gets tangled up underneath with Von Essen, and a foul on 3 in Navy.
That's another offensive rebound for Dersh. He's really crashing the boards as of late, and he knows this place well at Delphi University. That's where he won the Catholic League Volleyball Championship last year as one of the star volleyball players for the Chaminade Flyers. They defeated Kellenberg 3-2.
Catch and shoot from Mike Weedy, cash.
That's another one for him, and he is now with 7 points in this one, the second leading scorer for Chaminade, right behind Lucas Dillon, who's got 10.
And Weedy missed the last 3 games. Looks like he hasn't missed a beat. Obadru tripping and stumbling downhill, but he draws a foul anyway. And he'll be heading to the charity stripe for 2 shots. 1:39 left in the second quarter. It's a 6-point Chaminade lead.
Another excellent inbound play called by Coach Feeney. Gets his shooter, Mike Weedy, open. He stretches the floor so well, and he is money from the outside as Obadru misses the first one. I want to see him get going a little bit more. I know he's attacked the basket a lot, but he has not been able to finish too well today, only 2 points. Coach Isaiah Wilson mentioned that he wants to see him have a good offensive game in this one, but only 2 points, a little disappointing for the star junior who's averaging double figures this year.
Second free throw tickles the twine as he splits a pair. He had 16 in the quarterfinal matchup against St. Anthony's, one which the Bayhawks won 55-47. 90 seconds left in the half. 5-point Chaminade lead. Nelson sizes up Follett, goes right, beats him, but misses the layup. Long rebound tracked down by Dersh. A fresh shot clock for the Flyers. Left corner, Sweeney, jab step on Mojid, and Mojid gets a little handsy and knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Flyers.
Dersh is showing some excellent hustle here in this second quarter. That's the second or third offensive rebound that he's had in the last few minutes here, keeping possessions alive for Chaminade.
Tough inbound for Elwood in the left corner. Getting close to 5 seconds, lobs it in to Kyle Dillon. Contested catch over Leotard. Goes right, dumps it off to Sweeney underneath. Draws a foul going up. Hit hard in the back by Obadru. And that's going to be 2 shots for Nick Sweeney.
This one continues to get physical. Good job by Kyle Dillon. First catching the inbound, then he draws 2, and a beautiful right-handed dish. Not taking a charge. Finds Sweeney, and he draws the foul to get to the free throw line.
Nick Sweeney plays football in the fall, basketball in the winter, baseball in the spring. First free throw clanks off the back rim. He'll be one of the main starting pitchers for the Flyers on the baseball field in a couple weeks.
And Roman, he is a straight winner. As a sophomore last year on the varsity baseball team, they pulled him up mid-year. He started game 1 of the championship series against Kellenberg. Yes, Chaminade did lose that series, but they won that game with a sophomore starting on the hill.
Second one from Sweeney, can't get it. Obadru with the rebound. Pressed by Elwood in the backcourt, Obadru beats him. Slings it left wing, Mojid inside, Follett goes up strong and drops it in. He beat Greg Wyckoff down low in the paint.
Wyckoff, another 3-year senior, just out of position there against Follett. Follett gets near the rim and a big 2 points to make this a 3-point game.
And a foul called on Melo Mojid for a reach-in. That's his 3rd foul. Oh my goodness. So Melo Mojid, 3 fouls in the first half. Something to bookmark as we move forward in this one. 50 seconds left. He's going to stay in there, looks like.
How about that? They're keeping him in the game here. 3 fouls. I know 50 seconds to go, but if he picks up another, he might not be able to play for the majority of the second half.
Elwood bounce pass to a backdoor cutter. Kyle Dillon catching traffic and brings it back out to the perimeter. Shaking around Follett down on the left block. And Follett knocks it out of bounds. Good defense by Follett, staying with him as Dillon worked around every part of that interior arc.
They're making it tough, Roman, for Dillon to get anything. He has to put on a ton of dribble moves just to get a little separation.
And a foul called, looks like on Follett. And that's 5 team fouls for St. Dom's in the quarter. So Chaminade's in the bonus for the final 35 seconds of the frame. Kyle Dillon shooting 2 free throws. First run from 25 in gold is nothing but net.
Roman, I just want to make a correction here. The PA announcer here at Delphi said that Mojid had 3 fouls, but on the scoreboard it says he has 1, and our statistician Jack Dunphy says he only has 1. So Mojid only has 1 foul in this game. He doesn't have 3. Mistake on our part, but we thought that the PA announcer was giving the right information, and looks like Mojid only has 1 foul. That's why Coach Wilson kept him in there.
35 seconds left for the Bayhawks. Shot clock should be off here, so they can hold for the final shot if they wish. Mojid slowly walked it across half court, guarded by Jake Elwood in front of the Chaminade bench. 20 seconds left. Mojid still with it. Now 17. 15 now. 11. Mojid still with it.
Look for him to get to the mid-range here.
With 5. Passes Follett, right corner 3 off the back rim. Rebound to Nelson. And the buzzer goes off as Nelson was falling out of bounds. But regardless, we're heading to halftime. Chaminade, a 32-27 lead after 16 minutes.
Roman, that was a physical first half. And if you're St. Dom's, going up against the #1 seed, with your performance, only down by 5. Mojid hasn't really gotten going yet. You've had other guys step up. Leotard's 8 points. Obajuru got inside. He has 3 points. Nick Lang got a couple of buckets. So if Mojid can get his mojo in his second half, I think St. Dom might be able to pull out win.
And talk about another star looking to find his groove in the second half. Kyle Dillon going to be trying to do that for Chaminade. How can they get him more involved?
Well, he knocked down a couple threes late in that second half. It's going to be important for him to find his way towards the basket. His bread and butter is slithering through the defense, finding those open crevices, and finishing tough towards the rim. If he's able to do that around guys like Leotard and Mojid, who played some excellent defense in this first half, Chaminade will be on the road victory, in my opinion.
16 minutes in the book, 16 more left to see who's punching their ticket to the final second half of Chaminade and St. Dom's on the other end of this break.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
He pumps it inside to Kieran. Kieran launches the great Z-hit. Robinson looks for help. Priester drives, banks it home. And that's going to do it. Sacred Heart with a convincing 10-point victory.
stops the key. Williams attacks right, spins, kicks it out. Chris Williams fakes, drives, and throws it down. Chris Williams with the right hand. View drives baseline, stops, kicks it out. Taylor left corner three. Bottom! Big time delivery from James Taylor Jr. Moore at half court, poised for the tie. No good! And St. John the Baptist is moving on to the championship.
Pumps it inside to Kieran. Kieran launches for three. She hits. Robinson looks for help. Priester drives, banks it home. And that's going to do it. Sacred Heart with a convincing 10-point victory.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Spins, kicks it out. Chris Williams fakes, drives, and throws it down. Chris Williams with the right hand. View drives baseline, stops, kicks it out. Taylor left corner three. Bottom! Big time delivery from James Taylor Jr. Moore at half court, poised for the tie. No good! And St. John the Baptist is moving on to the championship.
Pumps it inside to Kieran. Kieran launches for three. She hits. Robinson looks for help. Priester drives, banks it home. And that's going to do it. Sacred Heart with a convincing 10-point victory.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Pumps it inside to Kieran. Kieran launches for three. She hits. Robinson looks for help. Priester drives, banks it home. And that's going to do it. Sacred Heart with a convincing 10-point victory.
Welcome back to the Chaminade, welcome back to Adelphi University for the 2026 NSCHSAA Boys Varsity Basketball semifinals between Chaminade and St. Dominic's. It's the top seed Flyers who hold a 32-27 lead after one half of action. Alongside Thomas Gamba, I'm Roman Brunetti, and Thomas, really tightly contested first half. No team really was able to make a big push and pull away. What are you looking for in this second half?
Well, I'm looking for the physicality to stay at a top level. Both these teams missed a ton of layups inside. That's because of guys like Nick Lang, Diego Dersch on each side for Chaminade and St. Dominic's, who have done an excellent job contesting layups inside. Both guards on both teams, Chaminade's Kyle Dillon, St. Dominic's Mel Emoji, the two stars in this game, haven't really been able to get what they want. I know Dillon's got 8 points and Moji's got 6, but they really have had a tough time slithering inside the paint, and that's because of the physicality that we've seen today. So who is going to finish at the rim better? Is it going to be St. Dominic's? Is it going to be Chaminade? I think that'll be the difference maker in the second half.
And Thomas, the previous two matches between these two teams came down to the wire. 7 points in the first game in Oyster Bay, just a mere 2 the second matchup in Mineola. Thomas, who do you think is going to step up here in this second half? Who's going to be the big difference maker?
Well, for Chaminade, we'll start with them. I think it's got to be Jake Elwood. Look out for him. He hit an early 3 in that first quarter, but outside of that, he was really quiet, didn't get a lot of shot opportunities, and didn't have any points outside of that three-pointer. But he hit the dagger 3 on February 10th on senior night for Chaminade to clinch that second win over St. Dominic's. So if he can come up clutch again in this fourth quarter, that'll be big. And then for St. Dominic's, you got to go with Mel Emoji. He's been the star all the year, the NSCHSAA Player of the Year last season, and in my opinion, the Player of the Year this year. So if St. Dom's going to win, he needs to have a huge second half. It can't be 6 points where he's missing all these mid-range shots. I know they're good opportunities, but he needs to put the ball in the basket. That is the sentiment that Coach Isaiah Wilson needs to be saying to him, and I'm sure Moji knows that he needs to perform in this one.
And a key nugget from the last time these two teams met, you mentioned Moji's got to step up. Fourth quarter last time, in crunch time, Moji silent, did not score in the fourth quarter, so sure, he's got that in the back of his mind. Look for him to have a huge impact here in this second half. Chaminade's got the ball to start. Going left to right in the alternate gold uniforms. Lucas Dillon at the free throw line. Goes right, works on Tyler Leotaud. Spins left, fades away, and he got it.
He has been so good in this game. 12 points, the leading scorer on both sides in this contest. We saw a dunk earlier from him, multiple threes. That time the fadeaway jumper in the paint. He could just do it all. For just a sophomore, the sky is the limit for this kid.
And 7-point lead for the Flyers, their largest of the night. Mojied in the paint. He fades away from the free throw line, can't get it. Kyle Dillon goes high for the rebound.
Again, if I'm Moji, that is a tough shot. You have a lot of time on the shot clock. Reset it, get a better look.
Mike Weedy nearly dribbled it out of bounds. He resets at the top. Steps back, gives off to Jake Elwood, left wing, and he resets at the point. Maneuvers inside, spins right, no look pass to Dersch. He makes his move into the paint, the reverse layup with the right hand off the glass, and all of a sudden it's a 9-point Chaminade lead.
Excellent start for the Flyers to this third quarter. First, the fall-away jumper by Dillon, then Diego Dersch getting inside. That's now 4 points for him. He made a lot of hustle plays on the defensive end. This time, nice play on the offensive end.
Moji shimmy shake, draws a foul on the floor. That's going on Weedy. Nick Anson will inbound. He had a quiet first half. Didn't really see much from him. Inbound to Lang. Now Obajuru's got it. Whips it left wing to Moji. And an offensive foul on St. Dom's. It's Anson who commits the crime.
Anson just straight up pushed Lucas Dillon here. Look right at the free throw line. He just shoves him with his right arm, and that's going to be called every time. Good job by Dillon selling the foul. That's now the third on Anson, so he's going to take a seat.
90 seconds in, and an early call in the second half for Christian Follett. He's guarding Elwood. Now Dersch has got it. Bounce pass right block, some high-low action with Kyle Dillon. Dillon circles underneath, kicks out. Dersh, a three, bullseye!
If he can get going, this Chaminade offense is purely unstoppable. 5 points to start the third quarter for Dersh, a 7-0 run for Chaminade, and a timeout for St. Dominic's.
And things are getting dangerous for the Bayhawks. They now are down 12 points just 2 minutes into this second half. And Thomas, Chaminade coming out guns a-blazing. What have you seen from them offensively starting this third quarter?
Well, they've gotten Diego Dersh the ball, and he has drove it to the rim one time and hit an open three the second time. That's what I've seen. Guys getting open and making shots. This team plays with a unity. Their motto in the school, Fortes and Unitate, strength in unity. This group is really tight-knit. I was on a trip with them to Massachusetts, and I could just see how great their bond is throughout them. They have such a chemistry about them, not only the starting five, but the guys on the bench. They're cheering their team on, and they just know where they're going to be on the offensive end. That time, excellent pass out to Dersh. He nails the three, and despite struggling to start the year, despite struggling in that first half, a great start to this third quarter. You put the pass in the rearview mirror, and Dersh has really done a great job in this third quarter.
And I've spoken to head coach Feeney for the Flyers earlier this season. He mentioned that Dersh is a guy that when he plays better on defense, when he's rebounding better, that translates offensively, and he's been fantastic on the glass today, and it's translated offensively, just knocked down a couple shots, and the Flyers now lead by 12.
Those rebounds, I know they don't show up so well in the stat column. You don't look up and say, wow, 1 rebound, 2 rebounds on the defensive end, that's huge, but for Diego, big plays on the defensive end, as you said, translate to the offensive end, and we're seeing it here in this third quarter.
12-point Chaminade lead 2 minutes into the third quarter. And a steal from Weedy. In transition, Weedy goes up strong, blocked by Obajuru, but Lucas Dillon able to track it down on a fresh shot clock for the Flyers. Dives baseline, throws it away. Intercepted by Obajuru, moving right to left in the road. Navies pulls up at the free throw line, misses back rim. Tipped up in the air, Mojid's got it underneath the basket. The right-handed layup off the glass and in.
That's excellent hustle, and Coach Wilson wants his guys to press, see if they can force a few more turnovers from the Chaminade offense.
10-point Chaminade lead. Weedy off a pick, launches a three, got it!
The Flyers are dominating from the outside. Weedy nails that one. Here comes Moji the other way.
Coast to coast, the Euro step and the bucket off the window.
And we're back to some, as people like to call it, street ball, just going up and down the court, transition offense.
Lucas Dillon going coast to coast, but Follett with the rejection.
How about this? Weedy coming off a screen, physical check by Moji. Weedy keeps his footing and nails the three over the tough contest of Leotard. But right after Moji with the coast-to-coast layup.
And Kyle Dillon with the backdoor cut for 2 off the inbound. That's the second time St. Dom's has lost him off an inbound.
And that's the third time we've seen Coach Feeney draw up an excellent inbound play to set up an easy layup.
13-point Chaminade lead with 4:50 left in the third. Mojid works right into the paint, goes up strong, and a blocking foul on Kyle Dillon. Mojid having to do it all by himself right now.
I was just about to say the exact same thing, Roman. He's got 10 points now, but really every offensive possession is just get the ball to Mello and let him go one-on-one. Chaminade is bringing multiple defenders, making it really hard for Mojid, and it's showing. He is tired at the free throw line, huffing and puffing, and I don't think St. Dom's is going to be able to cut this lead if it's just Mojid by himself. Other guys have to get involved like we saw in the first half.
He knocks down the first. 12-point Chaminade advantage as play stopped momentarily. But earlier Thomas mentioned in the 2 times these teams met during the regular season, Mojid was in double figures both times. Nick Anton was in double figures the second time thanks to a 12-point fourth quarter. But after that, wasn't really much offensive production outside of those 2 guys. So it's really been Mojid, and that's it for St. Dom's.
And it's unfortunate for St. Dom's. They really need a second scorer next to this great talent in Melo Moji. The only other guy that's averaged double figures is Cam Obajuru, but he's really inconsistent as Moji misses the free throw. St. Dom's gets it back.
Follett chucks up a 3 and misses front rim, and Weedy with the rebound. 4.5 to play in the third. Weedy moving left to right, dumps it off to Kyle Dillon, goes left, Layup looks like blocked, might have gotten away with a goaltend. And it goes out of bounds, heading to St. Dom's.
I thought that was for sure goaltend. First of all, excellent pass by Weedy to find Dillon. This one hits the glass, and then Lang tips it. That is definitely a goaltend in my eyes, unless I'm seeing it wrong. Listen, Roman, you and I don't have good vision. That's why we're wearing glasses right now, but that looked like it was a goaltend from my eyes.
You can see it all the way from the back of the bleachers, too. Moji, tough two from the right elbow off the mark, and Elwood in the right corner with the rebound. Still a 12-point Chaminade lead. Kyle Dillon looks at the basket, now penetrates, right-handed layup off the glass.
He is getting everything inside, starting to slither his way to the basket with ease. That's another bucket, and now 12 points for Kyle Dillon. The lead is stretched to 14 for Chaminade, who is St. Dom's going to turn to outside of Mojid.
Mojid left wing, nearly turns it over. The ball goes out of bounds in front of the St. Dom's bench. It's going to stay with the blue and white, but things are getting dangerous for St. Dom's, especially the Bayhawks aren't reliant on the three-point ball. It's really a lot of twos, a lot of bully ball inside for the Bayhawks.
And that was okay for St. Dom's when they were playing great defense and stopping Chaminade once every other time at least. But now Chaminade getting their way on the offensive end.
Moji trips and falls, gets it back, extra pass, Obajuru. Gives it off Lang, uncontested left corner three. That one off the mark, and Elwood with another rebound. Double team, but gets rid of it to Kyle Dillon. Numbers for Chaminade. Here's Lucas Dillon. Maneuvers into the paint, resets. Elwood's wide open, left wing. In front of his bench, he knocks it down.
When you make good plays on the defensive end like guarding Melamoji, you get rewarded on the offensive end. Jake Elwood with another three this quarter.
Moji goes to work and turns it over. Lang couldn't catch the pass in traffic, and things are going Chaminade's way right now. A timeout on the floor, 3 minutes left. We're going to take a quick break. Chaminade leads by 17.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can...
Back here to Delphi University for the Catholic League semifinals. The top seed Chaminade all of a sudden leads by 17 over the 4-seed St. Dominic's Bayhawks. Nick Sweeney, a left wing three. That one a little too short. Jake Elwood, the offensive rebound. A fresh shot clock for the Flyers.
He is making winning plays this game. An offensive rebound there, and he has played some stifling defense against St. Dom's best player in Melo Mojid.
Emmett Nelson, 5 feet behind the arc. Now Sweeney at the point. Hands off to Kyle Dillon. Circles left. And looks like a moving screen that's going on Nick Sweeney the second time he's committed that crime today.
Interesting. The refs calling that play tight. And as you said, Roman, the second time they've called Sweeney for that basically exact same play, looking to get Kyle Dillon open on a curl to the rim. And the refs say no to that. That's Sweeney's second foul of this game.
Chaminade has outscored St. Dom's 17-5 in the third quarter. Nick Anson crossover left, pulls up from 15 feet and drills it.
He's now got 4 points in this one after scoring 16 against Chaminade last time. 20 points and 12 in the fourth quarter, as you said earlier, Roman.
Kyle Dillon slices inside. Oh, rejected by Lang. What a play from the junior. Galloping down the right lane, works on Sweeney, bullies him in the paint, counted and a foul.
What a coast-to-coast 2 possessions for Nick Lang. First the block on the defensive end, then he just drives inside on Sweeney, as you said, bulldozes him and banks it in, plus the foul, and that is a momentum-swinging 2 plays for St. Dom's, exactly what they needed. If Lang can make this free throw, cut the lead to 12, and with under 2 minutes to go in the third, St. Dom's right back in it.
That one clanks off. Still a 13-point Chaminade advantage with 1:48 to play in the third. Lucas Dillon spins right, steps through, forced to give it up to Dersh, right wing. Dersh cuts into the paint. Scoop shot no good. Long rebound. Elwood again. A fresh shot clock for the Flyers. Kyle Dillon makes his move into the paint, but turns it over. Pickpocketed by Mojid. One-on-one with Elwood. Mojid goes strong. Knocks in the layup, but the basket doesn't count. Foul on the floor on Elwood. St. Dom's starting to find some life now with 90 seconds left in the quarter.
And it's because their defense, Lang with the block moments ago, Moji with the steal, using his speed against Elwood and drawing the foul. Now St. Dom's will shoot free throws because Chaminade is over the limit. 5 team fouls. That'll put Melo Moji to the free throw line here.
First one from Mojid, misses, sputters off.
He has not seen the ball go in the basket a lot for him today. With the amount of shots he's taken, I don't have the exact number, but he's missed a ton of mid-range jumpers, only 10 points tonight for a guy that averages 22.
Knocks in the second. It's the heart and soul of this Bayhawks team. Can't afford for him to go silent in the biggest game of the season. 12-point Chaminade lead, a press from the Bayhawks, nearly a steal, but the Flyers break the press. Lucas Dillon at the free throw line, pulls up, easy bucket.
Huge play to silence that St. Dom's crowd, slow the game down for Chaminade, and stretch that lead back to 14.
And a reach-in foul on the other end. Looks like that's going on Kyle Dillon. So once again, Flyers over the limit. So this time Nick Anson shooting free throws, down 14.
I'm really surprised. He's only got 4 points tonight. As I said earlier, he had 20 on February 10th, senior night for Chaminade. And he did his work at the AAC, but only now 5 points tonight. 1 minute and 8 seconds to go here in this third quarter. If St. Dom's can get this within 10 points, they could definitely make a run in the final 8 minutes.
Anson hits both. 12-point Chaminade lead. Overhead pass caught by Lucas Dillon. Spins left, off the glass, no good. The tip from Weedy, not there either. Lang the rebound. Numbers for St. Dom's. Moji gets away from a steal attempt, moves inside, reverse layup is good. Within 10.
Unbelievable finish by Moji over multiple defenders, goes under the basket and somehow puts it in.
And the aggressiveness on defense from St. Dom's paying dividends. They're down 10, 40 seconds left in the quarter. 18 on the shot clock for Lucas Dillon. Gets a pick from Dersh right and uses it at the right elbow. Pulls up. That one off the left rim. Moji the rebound. Shot clock off for the Bayhawks. They can cut this to 8 or 7. They can knock in a shot here. 22 seconds left. Moji gets his orders from head coach Isaiah Wilson. 18 seconds left in the quarter. 10-point Chaminade lead. Mojid guarded by the Flyers. Best defender, Jake Elwood. 11 seconds. Mojid with 10. Right wing with 8. Mojid gives it off to Obajuru. Left wing with 5. With 4. Tries to dribble through a triple team. Does it anyway and scores. How about that to end the quarter? What a run by the Bayhawks, and they're within 8.
Unbelievable from St. Dom's to end this frame. A short 4-0 run that is huge. It's down to an 8-point lead. It starts with a crazy reverse layup by Melo Moji. Then Cam Obajuru splits a double team, somehow musters it in. What a shot over Weedy with a good contest. And we're going to break here on the TND Sports Network. It's only an 8-point game, so make sure to stay tuned and see who moves on to the finals. Williams attacks right, spins, kicks it out. Chris Williams fakes, drives, and throws it down! Chris Williams with the right hand. View drives baseline, stops, kicks it out. Taylor left corner three. Bottom! Big time delivery from James Taylor Jr. Moore at half court, poised for the tie! No good! And St. John the Baptist is moving on to the championship.
Pumps it inside to Kieran. Kieran launches for three. She hits. Robinson looks for help. Priester drives, banks it home. And that's going to do it. Sacred Heart with a convincing 10-point victory.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Welcome back to Adelphi University for the final stanza of the first semifinal here at the NSCHSAA. Chaminade and St. Dom's, the number 1 seed Flyers lead the 4th seeded Bayhawks by 8, 51-43. Alongside Thomas Gamba, I'm Roman Brunetti. 8 more minutes to decide who's the first team to go to the league finals on Friday night. Melamojid, bumping body, fadeaway, left side, money.
He is starting to feel it on the offensive end, Roman. That's now 15 points for him. He averages 22 a game, and he's starting to reach that mark. Chaminade having trouble stopping him, and he is dominating in the mid-range.
Lucas Dillon picks up his dribble, gets rid of it to his brother Kyle. Guarded by Nick Anson in a man-to-man defense. Kyle, ISO ball, steps back behind the back, picks up his dribble, feeds to brother Lucas. Lucas spins, trips and falls on a travel.
This pressure from St. Dom's, whether it's in the press, whether it's in the half-court set, is really causing problems for Chaminade. A ton of turnovers energizing this run for St. Dom's, an 8-0 spurt to cut the lead to 6.
They were down by as much as 17 in the third quarter. They've cut it to 6. Leotaud pounds the rock, top of the key, Obajuru. He cuts inside and hits it off the glass, a left-handed layup.
Another tough layup for Obajuru, just getting around Weedy, and he has made his mark in these last 2 or 3 minutes.
Nearly a turnover on the other end, stays with the Flyers. 51-47 the score with 6:50 left in the quarter.
Roman, how about this crowd? The St. Dom's fans are getting into it on the far side, and we haven't heard anything from the Chaminade student section on the near side.
Dersh top of the key, Elwood right wing. And an offensive foul going the other way. Flyer head coach Dan Feeney is beside himself.
That's another illegal screen. The third time we've seen it today. The officials are calling that every time. Chaminade keeps trying it, and they're not getting away with it. Another turnover. St. Dom's with a chance to bring this to a one-possession game. I wouldn't have imagined that after being down 14 late in that third quarter.
Play stopped momentarily, 6:32 left in the game. One referee at the scorer's table. St. Dom's was down by as much as 17 just moments ago, now down by 4. Chaminade took the first 2 games in the regular season, 57-50 in January and 55-53 2 weeks ago on senior night. Mojid inbounds in front of his coach and feeds it to the backcourt with Obajuru. Guarded by Weedy in a man-to-man defense. Obajuru right wing, gets a pick left. Picked up by Lucas Dillon to the top with Anson. Anson moves inside, steps around Weedy, throws it at the rim, no good. Lang the rebound on the right block, goes up strong and gets it to go.
That's another tough bucket off an offensive rebound from Lang. He's got 8 huge points, and the lead is down to 2.
Chaminade hasn't had an answer in a long time, and they call a timeout. Only up 2.
Hustle plays from St. Dom's are making a huge difference. Big offensive rebound by Lang, goes up against Dersh, finishes strong off the glass. An 11-0 run, excuse me, a 12-0 run by St. Dom's. This lead somehow down to 2. I really can't believe it. Chaminade was just really dominating on the offensive side. Late in that third quarter, Kyle Dillon was getting to the rim with ease. Elwood was knocking down shots. Dersh was knocking down shots. But all of a sudden, St. Dom's turned it on, forced a couple turnovers, made some tough layups, and now it's just a one-possession game.
What do you think has been the difference for the Bayhawks? It seems like they've stepped up the intensity, ratcheted up the dial defensively, and that has translated on the offensive side.
I think the press that Coach Isaiah Wilson instituted for that 1 or 2 possessions late in that third quarter to force a few turnovers really made a difference in this game. They forced a couple turnovers late in that third quarter, made a couple tough layups, and cut the lead into single digits to start this fourth. That gave them the momentum they needed. The crowd got into it. They're feeding off that energy, and now they just cannot be stopped when they drive to the rim. How about this? We stood here when Chaminade was up by 14 and said it's going to be hard for St. Dom's to come back because they don't shoot the 3 ball. Well, it's a 2-point game. That's because of defense and tough finishing from Coach Isaiah Wilson's team.
How does Chaminade respond with 6 minutes left in the game? Season on the line. Left wing Emmett Nelson. Down low Kyle Dillon, left block, double teamed underneath, misses the layup. A chance for the Bayhawks to tie or take the lead. Right wing Moji, down low, right block, Lang spins on Dersh, misses the layup, but a foul called.
Lang with some great patience, knows Dersh wants to go up for that block, spins to his right. Nice ball fake to get Dersh up in the air, and he goes to the free throw line after he can't make the shot.
A chance for Nick Lang to tie the game for the Bayhawks. Looked like they were all but dead about 15 minutes ago. First one too strong.
And how about this, Roman? We talked about how it can't be a one-man show with Mel Emoji. It was to start that third quarter. He's got 15 points to lead the team. That makes sense, right? But you've got Obajuru, 11 points. Leotard, 9 points. Lang with 8 points, chance to make it 9. And he won't. But great job by Anson, who almost makes the layup.
A chance to tie the game. He misses, and a foul going the other way. Waiting to see who that's on.
I think it's got to be on Anson here, or Nick Lang maybe. They were both right there. Anson put his arm around Lucas Dillon.
It is on Lang. But Thomas, it just seems like the Bayhawks just wanted a little bit more right now. Chaminade's got to find a way to get a bucket here and get some momentum back. 5.5 to play in the game. Chaminade leads by 2. Nelson left wing, bounce pass left block. Anson with the steal, no foul called. Numbers for St. Dom's. Right corner, Obajuru for the lead, no good. He gets his own miss, makes a move inside, hangs in midair, misses. Second chance for the Bayhawks, goes out of bounds, staying with St. Dom's.
How about the hustle from Cam Obajuru? Gets a wide open 3 off the nice feed from Anson, gets another offensive rebound, then hustles for this one and knocks it off the left fingertip of Nelson to keep the possession alive.
Mojied for the tie, no good off the front of the rim. Flyers holding on by their fingernails. Lucas Dillon coast to coast, scoop shot out of control, but a foul either way.
But that's where Chaminade's at their best. They were having some trouble in the half-court set, haven't scored in about 4 or 5 minutes of game time, but Dillon uses his athleticism, beelines it to the rim as we've seen him do multiple times in this game, goes against the stronger, taller, and more experienced Anson, but draws the foul and gets to the free throw line.
And that's 4 fouls on Nick Anson. Dillon sinks the first free throw. Anson staying in the game. You got to wonder if that's going to change his play style. 4 fouls, still still over half left in the fourth quarter.
And he's a very physical player, guy who likes to get involved with the dirty work on the defensive end. So He has to be careful not to pick up that 5th foul.
2 crucial free throws from Lucas Dillon brings the lead back to 4.
I like this press from Coach Dan Feeney, slowing the pace down a little bit, forcing St. Dom's to set up their half-court set against the Chaminade defense.
Man-to-man for the Flyers defensively. Obadru looking for a paint touch inside. Leotard's got it instead. Now Anson, jab step left wing. Mojied at the top. He makes a move inside, gives it off to Anson. Free throw line circling right. The layup, got it!
Well, that's why you keep him in there with 4 fouls, and then he just commits his 5th. Oh my goodness, I was just about to give him praise, but he just committed a careless foul. That is costly for St. Dom's. It was off the play as well. He just shoved Jake Elwood, the inbounder, to the ground. He is going to be taken out of this game with his 5th foul after a nice circus layup. Look at this play. I don't even know why he did it. Boy, oh boy, he might have not seen him there after he got off the ground, and he was not happy with the call, but that's an obvious foul. Can't do that. You're a senior guard, been on varsity for 3 years, 1 with Holy Trinity, 2 with St. Dom's, and that is just an ill-advised play from a senior guard there.
And that's one of their big guys down low that does the dirty work as we get another look. I almost think that was an accident. I'm not sure if he meant to do that.
I mean, it looks like he got off the ground after making a layup. He didn't really see Elwood, and then once he saw him in his path, he just pushed him like anyone would to kind of make room for him to run down the other way. And the rest called the foul. I mean, I think they have to call it, though. He blatantly pushed him towards the court. That's a foul 10 times out of 10.
The referees convening with both coaches. 4:24 left to play in the game. Chaminade leads by 2, 53-51.
But first of all, how about this layup? I was about to give him praise after the foul. That is just textbook. Right around Dillon. Banks in with his offhand. But then you got the foul. That is just costly for him.
So they confirm the 5th foul, and he is out of the game. Thomas, who do you go to now if you're the Bayhawks?
I think you got to bring in Christian Follett. He's been a good piece off the bench. Von Essen hasn't really found his way from the 3-point line, which is his specialty throughout this year. And I think they're going to call a flagrant here on Anson because they've got Elwood at the line, and that is only the 3rd team foul on St. Dom's. So this looks like it's a flagrant foul, and huge free throws here for Elwood.
Cash from Elwood on the first one. Despite being just a junior, Elwood's risen to the moment, had the dagger 3 the last time these two teams met. A barrage of 3s the second time the Flyers played St. Anthony's. Second one from 15 and Gold can't get it.
That's a big miss. It keeps it a 1-possession game. But now if you're Chaminade, chance to extend this lead after the flagrant foul, and St. Dom's does bring in Christian Follett, number 11 off the bench. So Coach Wilson trusting Follett instead of going with Von Essen. We'll see how that decision pays off.
Man-to-man press, they inbound to Lucas Dillon, lightly guarded by the lankier Tyler Leotard. 4:20 left in the game. Kyle Dillon, right wing, guarded by Moji, 2 of the best players in the league. Bounce pass to the point, Elwood. Front court left, Lucas Dillon. Slithers right off his foot, but recovered by Elwood with 15 to shoot. Pick left, guarded by Follett. Now he penetrates inside, out to Dersh, left corner. Dersh's turn, puts it on the deck. Tangled up, gets rid of it to Elwood. 5 to shoot, step back 3, left wing. No good, off the right rim. Loose ball, diving on the floor. Moji's got it. Bayhawks a chance to tie the game down 3. Flipped off Leotard. Now Moji for the tie. No good, in and out. Weedy the rebound.
Boy, oh boy, that is a big opportunity for Moji. Just what he wanted after a diving play to pick up that loose ball. Just seems like St. Dom's can't break through here.
3.5 to play. Lucas Dillon spins right, stops, and travels.
Great defense by Melo Moji, who's known for his offense. That's 2 possessions in a row. diving on the floor for a loose ball, then forcing a travel on Lucas Dillon. And now St. Dom's with the possession, 3:22 to go, only down 3. Can they break through? They haven't been able to make the big shot down the stretch. But if I were St. Dom's, I would look for a guy like Leotard. You're down 3. He's made a couple threes today. Look for him to possibly get open with his senior leadership and try to make a big shot here down the stretch.
.320 left. 3-point Chaminade lead, a chance to go to the finals. Mojid slowly walks it across the timeline, guarded by Kyle Dillon. Man-to-man defense, left wing Leotard. Inside, Lang wasn't supposed to catch the pass, but he did anyway. Right block, spins left on Dersh, goes up strong. Can't get the bounce. It was inches away from going down, but a foul on Diego Dersh. It's going to send Lang to the free throw line.
It just seems like there's a seal on the rim at this point, Roman. St. Dom's can't get the big basket to fall. Another chance for a possible and one for Lang. He can't hit it. Now he goes to the free throw line where he missed 2 in a row last time.
Rattles in the first. Makes it a 2-point game. 3 minutes left. Emmett Nelson is in the game, just checked in for Elwood a few possessions ago. Second one from Lang is good.
And that's now the third St. Dom's score in double figures, so Mojid has gotten help, but can the Bayhawks finish the deal?
Under 3 to play. Kyle Dillon goes to work on Mojid in the paint, turns around, and he gets the lucky bounce. Timeout Chaminade, a clutch shot from Kyle Dillon. That shot hit every part of the rim before it went down, and a big-time bucket for 25.
That is an incredible shot, turning around the defense of Mojid, falling away off balance, and it hits every part of the rim like you said, bounces 3 times and falls, and I love the timeout from Coach Feeney. Take 30 seconds, settle things down, get the crowd out of this game right now, and talk about a defensive strategy. I wouldn't be surprised if he implements some type of press here, but I'm sure he's going to say to his team, hey, this is what we're doing on the next offensive possession. Whether we're up 3, whether we're up 2, whether we're up 1, whether we're tied, whether we're down, I don't know, but he's going to have his guys ready. I love the timeout to settle this thing down with 2:48 to go in the fourth.
And Thomas, on the other end, if you're St. Dom's, you know Chaminade's probably drawing up something defensively like you just mentioned. Where do they go on this possession?
I think you got to keep the ball in the hands of Mojid. The last couple possessions, it's been everyone but Mojid. Lang has gotten some touches inside, but I think you got to give it to your senior leader, the NSCHSAA Player of the Year last year and the probable Player of the Year this year. Put it in his hands, let him go to work, and let him be the deciding factor to see if you're going to the championship.
3-point game, loose ball, Weedy on the floor. He grabs it, gets rid of it to Lucas Dillon, and he peels it back out.
That is such a smart play by Lucas Dillon. He had an opportunity to go to the rim, but milk the time here, get in your half-court set.
Behind the back dribble at the free throw line, double teamed, looking for an option, and a foul called. A tough foul on the Bayhawks. They had Dillon in a poor position.
As Kevin Harlan likes to say, they had him in a straitjacket there, Roman. He had multiple chances where he almost turned it over, but somehow kept that ball and forced a foul. That's big here as the third on Obajuru and the 4th team foul on St. Dom's.
Here's Kyle Dillon off the inbound, step back, mid-range, no good, loose ball, Mojid.
This is the guy you want with the ball. Didn't get it last possession, has his opportunity here to cut the lead to 1 or tie it with a basket.
And play stopped. Looks like a foul called on Chaminade. With 2 minutes left, it's going, looks like on 14. That's Nelson.
And now Chaminade going to bring back Jake Elwood, who was getting some treatment on his leg on the bench. So Nelson with some good minutes gets Elwood a blow, and now he's right back on Mojid.
Mojid right corner, jab step. Now he steps back, fades away, got it! Tough shot from Mojid. but that's easy for him. Makes it a 1-point game, under 2 minutes to play.
And that's now 17 points for the star guard. You want him with the ball in your hands. He's going to make the play down the stretch.
95 seconds left. Elwood, right wing, guarded by Follett. Now to the top, hands off Lucas Dillon. 13 to shoot. Dillon, left elbow, out to Weedy with 10 to shoot. Weedy gets past Obajuru, inside, reverse layup, no good! Obajuru the rebound, a chance for St. Dom's to take the lead. Mojid, right corner, Obajuru doesn't shoot, out to Lang.
I like that from Obajuru. Slow it down here. You got a minute left. Give it to Mojid. Let him go to work.
Mojid along the baseline, finds Follett, steps around, and off the glass it in with the left hand. Under a minute left, Bayhawks with the lead. Not sure what's going on. The refs are going to come together. A nifty move, though, by Follett, working around a defender on that left block and banking it in.
And how about that? When Anson fouled out, the decision was you bring in Follett or you bring in Von Essen. Isaiah Wilson brings in Follett, and he makes maybe the biggest basket of the whole season for St. Dominic's. Excellent pass by Mojid off a double team, and Follett converts inside to give the Bayhawks a lead. 20-5 is the run for St. Dominic's since the end of the third quarter when they trailed by 14. Unbelievable.
53 seconds left. Bayhawks up by 1. A trip to the finals on the line. Lucas Dillon holds. Now Jake Elwood, right wing, guarded by Follett. Dillon again. Goes left, beats Leotold off the glass, no good! Laying the rebound, double teamed in the backcourt, and gets rid of it to Mojid. A timeout by St. Dom's. 35 seconds left. A 3-second difference between the shot and the game clock. Chaminade might need to foul here.
I would really consider it, especially if a guy like Nick Lang has the ball, because he's not the best free throw shooter, so put him at the line, and you don't have any fouls to give, so with one foul, you're putting St. Dom's at the line. But this is some incredible defense once again from St. Dom's. Excellent contest by Leotold with Dillon going to the rim, and now just a 1-point lead for St. Dom's. This is just unbelievable. I cannot believe that they are in the lead right now. This is crazy.
And they were down by 17 in the third quarter. And again, we mentioned this is a team that doesn't shoot threes. They get their work exclusively inside, and they've done that, and they've rode a tremendous defensive effort in the second half. What have you seen from them on that end?
For me, it's been all about defense. Coach Isaiah Wilson has told his team to pressure the Flyers. That is exactly what they've done, and they have caused havoc on the offensive end for Chaminade. Only 5 points in this whole entire quarter for Coach Dan Feeney's team. And now Chaminade with their backs against the wall. 35 seconds and their season could be over if they can't complete this comeback.
Leotold inbounds. Nelson guards the inbound, but it's caught by Obajuru. Double teamed in a dangerous position, and a quick timeout by Wilson and the Bayhawks with 32 seconds left. Again, a 3-second difference between the shot and the game clock. So I got to imagine Chaminade's going to try and go for the jump ball first, and then if they can't get it, foul.
Yeah, I like the timeout, first of all, from Isaiah Wilson. You see Obajuru's in a ton of trouble there. Call timeout, reset things. You kind of see what Chaminade's going to do with the pressure. Emmett Nelson was guarding the inbound at first, then he goes to Obajuru for a quick double team, and I agree with you. If you have a chance to foul, you do it, because even if you're down 3, if St. Dom's makes 2 free throws, Chaminade has the ability to knock down a triple, whether it's with Kyle Dillon, Michael Weedy, Lucas Dillon, Jake Elwood. Those are the 4 guys you're going to look for, but Diego Dersch can knock it down from the outside as well. I trust Chaminade's 3-point shooting, but if you're St. Dom's, at all costs, don't throw a careless pass. You cannot have a turnover on this possession. At worst, it's a jump ball that stops play. You can't have a steal in the middle of the floor where Chaminade's running the other way for an easy layup. Just keep this under control. Whether it's a 5-second violation, jump ball, I don't care. Just don't have a live ball turnover if you're St. Dom's.
Bayhawks going with the free throw specialist lineup. Harrison Von Essen into the game for Follett. Once again, Nelson guarding the inbound. That's Leotodd who's doing the honors with 32 seconds left. Leotodd pass fake into the backcourt. Mojit with the catch. They bring a double, gets rid of it. Leotodd now Von Essen into the front court. Obadru juggled it, nearly lost it out of bounds. They bring the double, 23 seconds left. Chaminade's got to start fouling soon. Von Essen working around now. Lang left corner. They foul with 18 seconds left.
And that went right into the hands of Chaminade, in my opinion. The perfect guy to foul. Nick Lang, who has struggled from the free throw line today. You see Melamoji giving him a hug. He knows the free throw line hasn't been his best friend today. He's missed a few, and this is a huge situation for the junior. A 1-point lead, 18.3 to play, 2 free throws, huge points on the line.
The first one for the junior, off the back rim and in. The lucky bounce from Lang, unbelievable. Makes it a 2-point game with 18 seconds left.
Talk about a shooter's touch there, Roman. Now one more for Lang. Chaminade needs to make sure to box out here because they cannot give up an offensive rebound.
Mike Weedy in the game for a possible 3. Second one from Lang, yes! 3-point game. Lucas Dillon catches the inbound, 16 seconds left. You don't need a 3, and Leotodd fouls him.
And that'll send him to the free throw line. And a smart foul, I think, from St. Dom's. Dillon only a 60% free throw shooter. He made 2 the last time he was at the line, but a 60% free throw shooter. Not the best guy to be at the line for Chaminade.
15 seconds left. First one from Dillon. Misses! Bayhawks go offense for defense. Von Essen back in for Follett. And now the biggest free throw of the season for the Flyers to make it a 2-point game. Lucas Dillon. Got it. Big time shot from Lucas Dillon. It's a 2-point game. 59-57 St. Dom's with 14 seconds left.
And Chaminade brings in Nelson for a possible press. Looks like they got a 1-2-1-1.
Inbound to Moji, double teamed in the corner, tries to get around Lucas Dillon, gets it to Obajuru, and play whistle dead. 10 seconds left. Looks like they called a block on Kyle Dillon, and St. Dom's so close to getting it into the front court and winning the game right there.
And they were also so close to turning that ball over. Kyle Dillon tried to take a charge to get the ball back, and he just slightly moved his feet enough for the officials to call a blocking foul. Moji got lucky there, but now a chance to possibly ice this game with 2 huge free throws.
First one from the reigning player of the year. Misses it! Off the front rim and no good. The door is open.
And Chaminade brings in Weedy. I think they need to try a 3 here unless they get fouled from St. Dom's.
Well, unless he misses.
That's another possibility. I didn't even think of that. Mojit's so good at the line, but going through a lot of emotions here in a big situation.
The second one. Got it. Off the front rim and in. 3-point game. 10 seconds left. Lucas Dillon into the front court. Stops. Right wing for the tie. Air ball. Laying the rebound. 3 seconds. Moji around a defender. The Bayhawks have done it.
I am at a loss for words right now, Roman. An unbelievable comeback. The score was 51-37 not long ago, but a 23-6 run from the end of the third quarter to the end of the fourth, and St. Dom's in back-to-back years is going to the league championship.
And
wow.
We spoke to head coach Isaiah Wilson before the game about how important a win would be, and he said it would help grow the program. After it's one thing to get to the finals one year, to do it back-to-back years is something else. And how about that? That is a signature win for this Bayhawks program.
It is just an unreal comeback by St. Dom's. I really am just at a loss for words. I'm completely shocked in this one. Mello Moji, you got to give it to him. A great performance, but the other guys, Tyler Leotard, Nick Lang, Nick Anson, Christian Follett with the big basket down the stretch, and St. Dom's with a team victory to get to the championship.
Talk about Follett, you just mentioned. Who would have thought Christian Follett was going to get the game-winning basket today? I can't believe what he would have been thinking if, as he got out of bed this morning, he would have got the game-winning layup. But the Bayhawks, a signature win. And Bayhawk fans, clear your calendars for Friday night. You're going to the league championship. So that's going to do it for us for game number 1 here in the Catholic League semifinals. St. Dom's beats Chaminade 59-57. They're going to the league finals on Friday night. Next up, the 2-seed Holy Trinity takes on the number 3-seed St. Mary's. We'll have it for you in 25 minutes. Stay tuned. But once again, final score, St. Dom's beats Chaminade 59-57.